Wait, let me do this.
Dude, give me a little strobe effect.
Okay.
Oh man. All right, so lots that I've learned on this trip. I'll get to that in a minute because we need to set up camp. It is 10:19 and we finally found a spot, and it's not what at least I was thinking of based on the map readings that I took. So this will be an interesting discussion coming up here once we get camp set up, fire and everything, about lessons that I've learned from failure on this trip. So
Failure.
you've got to learn from it, because failure is very valuable, but if you learn from it and not repeat those mistakes again. So
Repeat your mistakes. I'm sorry, you want to start over? That's fine.
no, I think that's funny as hell.
I'm sorry.
I'm leaving that in. You can kind of tell it's been a long hike already, and we're tired and we're ready to set up, so we'll get back to you guys in a minute. Back on the trail again for an overnighter. I guess you could call this a trail. One is really challenging my skill set as far as navigation goes.
Got a stick around. Yeah, there we go.
That's an exit. Back on the trail again for an overnighter. I guess you could call this a trail. Pure water coming down, and we have Uncle Bingo back in the project. So
How's it going?
you can see back in the background there, beautiful country. We're gonna head up, and we picked out a little spot on the map. We're gonna have to bushwhack to it. We've got off the main trail, so we're just kind of bushwhacking, but actually where we are, there's a very light trail where people have been using it. We've been kind of passing some little campsites here and there, but where we're going, I don't think there'll be any campsites. I'll be surprised if there is, so it'd be kind of nice just to get off the beaten path and get somewhere that's just kind of ours. Alright, so we're getting to the true bushwhacking here, and this one is really challenging my skill set as far as navigation goes, because where we want to go, there's kind of the mountainside that comes down here, and there's another mountainside that comes down this side, and you just kind of funnel up, and there should be a flat spot right in the middle, but it's so thick in here that I can't see where that comes down. So this is a real challenging navigation for me, which makes it fun though. So we've already spotted some spots that we can go to if we can't find where we want to. Alright, so we're in this extremely thick canopy here. It's hard to see any landmarks, so we were wondering where we were supposed to turn up and head up the mountain. And as we were walking, we noticed right through the tops of the trees we can see the adjacent mountain, the mountain top. And so with that, we're able to get the location on where we are on the map. Of course, we've been looking on the map where we've been, so we kind of have a good idea, and based on that we should be able to skirt up here at any time and hit our destination. So here we go again. We're testing my skill sets here, so this is a lot of fun. Most of the time when I'm doing the map stuff, I can see the horizon, I can see huge landmarks, so it makes it very easier for me to look at that. This time not so much the case. So we're cutting up the mountain. What we're thinking is, if we hit this what looks to be ridgeline. That could be a false horizon. Just hit up there. That'll give us a little better view. And we're thinking it's actually back in here. So if we hit that and then head that way, we should be able to find our spot. We were on a game trail for a little while, but that's not leading us to where we want to go, so we broke off. Now we're in this thick, thick brush, trying to make our way through.
Oh, hey, the mountain ridge reveals itself a lot better right here.
Oh, nice.
Still got some sunshine on it.
That could be a better indicator of where we are too on the map. I wouldn't be surprised if there's deer right in this little bowl. Of course, we probably ran them out.
This is neat. We just went over this little ridge and now we're come to this kind of like a, almost like a Super Bowl.
Okay, what I'm thinking, I want to hit kind of over there. 'Cause if you're interested, we can hit that ridge right there later tonight. In fact, maybe even right now we can start glassing the hill for whatever.
Yeah. Let's do it. While we still have light.
Yeah. So we'll maybe stay on top of this if we can and then find ourselves a spot there. So we found our spot, the general area, and it's just right over there. So this is fun. I like doing this kind of stuff. It's neat.
Mosquitoes like you doing it too.
Oh.
I think maybe, what were you thinking, maybe trying to nest down low or kind of get up on a ridge or something?
I'd like to be up here. What we're talking about is it's decision time because it's getting dark and we haven't made camp yet. So we're gonna do some glassing tonight, but we're gonna do that in the morning maybe if we can get up. The problem with where we're at is it's so thick with all this brush, and so it's hard to find a spot to put the tent. We've got a tent this time, and so we're just trying to find a spot to put the tent. So we've got the bug stealth mode things going on here. That's what these are for. They're getting really bad. It's getting late enough where they should calm down here in just a few minutes. But oh, I'm going backwards. All right, here's the situation. It is about 10 o'clock and we haven't found a really good flat spot yet. So anything that we found that has been remotely flat is just covered in shrubs or just ground cover that's too thick to really set a tent up on. If you can see this, let me. So this is kind of what we're looking at in any flat spot, and then in any open spot, it's just all it's too much of a slant to put a tent on, or even to sleep on for that matter. So we are still looking for a good spot. I'm thinking, well, it won't show up in camera, but down here in the pines there might be a good area, but I'll be honest, it's kind of a gamble at this point. We are in some steep, gnarly country.
Don't you give out on me, Branch. Got a stick going around my butt. Get out of there. There we go.
That's an exit.
Yeah, exit only. Better out than in.
lots that I've learned on this trip. I'll get to that in a minute because we need to set up camp. It is 10:19 and we finally found a spot, and it's not what at least I was thinking of based on the map readings that I took. So this will be an interesting discussion coming up here once we get camp set up, fire and everything, about lessons that I've learned from failure on this trip. So
Failure.
you've got to learn from it, because failure is very valuable, but if you learn from it and not repeat those mistakes again. So
Repeat your mistakes.
I'm sorry, you want to start over? That's fine.
no, I think that's funny as hell.
I'm sorry.
I'm leaving that in. I just like that pimped out tripod. That looks cool. So here's the tent. We did the tent this time. That's the Alps Mountaineering Zephyr 2, I believe. And it has 2 vegetables on the side. I did a review on this a while ago. But right now, you can get this tent for amazingly cheap. A lot cheaper than what I bought it for. Mainly because it's, it's an older model tent. But if you go online, oh man, there's some good deals. In fact, I've seen them for under $100. And I'll tell you, I would jump at the chance to get this tent for under $100. It is a great little tent. But here is where we spent the night. It is amazingly thick under here. And the underbrush is really thick. And a lot of places that you kind of could sleep, there's just all this deadwood that's fallen over. And we found a good little spot, about the only spot, I think. So, yeah, this is what we're looking at. This is just thick, thick, and thick.
That's pretty thick.
Hey, what'd you say?
That's pretty thick.
It's thick.
It's triple thick.
Yeah, it's triple thick. On a scale of thick to thick, what would you say?
It's probably pretty thick.
I'd agree. Bug stealth mode again. Again, guys, it might look goofy, but you know what? It's function over beauty here. It works. It helps anyway. So, lessons learned on this trip. We did end up finding the blind spot, but I'll be honest, it was more from Uncle Bingo over here than it was from me. So, I thought it was up here a little bit more, and this is kind of what I was talking about as far as how dense and thick it is in here. So we were trying to go up over here on the hill, and all it just kept doing this, and we couldn't find a good spot at all. So we came back down, and we got back here, what, 10:30?
Yeah.
About 10:30, and then interesting enough in here, it is so dense and so thick that it was hard to find a spot to even put the tent. And I've said this before in other videos, you can look at a map and you can see a nice flat spot, but you don't know what the floor is going to be like, you don't know what the trees, the shrubs. So I just took a quick walk down here, and I'll tell you, we found one of the only clear spots in this whole little flat area. It's just so thick. So it's been a great learning experience for me on this one, and for me it brings about one of a reoccurring lesson, and that is what happens with me a lot is I'll go to area A and hang out there, and the weather's good, the floor's good or whatever, and then I kind of expect everything else to be that same because this is in a similar area, and it's not. It's much different. And that's a kind of reoccurring issue with me, that I need to realize that all of these places aren't exactly the same. So, but it'll probably take us probably less than half the time to get out of here, do you think?
Probably, yeah. Mostly downhill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we might try and take a different way out, so we'll see.
But it's been good. We had a deer come down here this morning. And you didn't see it, right? You just heard it?
Yeah, just kind of jolted me awake.
So that was kind of fun just to have the deer come that close. Neither of us saw it, but it's been a nice trip.